Dan, we've got the Under-21 Premier League Cup this week against Norwich. But first, we didn't get a chance to chat on camera after the opening win against Bromley. I know it's a few weeks ago now, but how did you rate the victory?
I thought it was a really positive night. I think I've spoken since then, and I think the main reason it was positive was because great that we got the result, but also saw so many opportunities for individuals to develop and play even better than what they did that night. So great win, but also loads for us to still improve on.
And that game showed the uniqueness of this trophy when we had first teamers like Jack Fitzwater lining up alongside under-18s, which can only aid their development.
Yeah, I thought there was a brilliant moment in that game. We got counter-attack from a corner, and Fitz's recovery run will be a video that I show to many young players now in terms of work rate, reactions, intent, and I think that underlines why he's the professional that he is, and gives those young players certainly something to aspire towards.
Several of our young pros who are out on loan at the moment also played in that game, like Tom Dean and Mitch Beardmore. How important is it for them to be able to vary their fixture calendar with games out at lower division clubs, but also coming back to the club for these sort of fixtures?
Yeah, I think from just a mentality point of view, it's important they pull the badge on for Exeter City and play in these games and feel part of the club and feel like they're working towards something bigger than just one game. They're working towards something in their careers that hopefully can really kickstart with Exeter City. And I think we've been really fortunate over the years. The loan programme that we've been able to put in place has really helped so many players that have come before these lads. But I don't think you can beat putting on the badge and putting on the shirt and playing in front of our fans at St James's Park. I think is a huge part of their development.
Of course, so having the support of the local clubs who we loan these players out to is also crucial to that.
Yeah, like I say, we've had so many positive relationships with different clubs over the years that have given our players opportunity, given them real world experience of senior football. And I think if you speak to many of the academy graduates, they would all highlight the benefit that they felt through going out on loan.
Now, back here at the training ground, how has the international break affected your training schedule? Have you had a bit of time off?
To be fair, last week we worked hard. So we probably condensed a lot of the work into one less day, and the players had a couple of days off since then. But even within that, I've got to say the professionalism of the group is outstanding, and probably as we speak now, they'll be putting on their watt bike sessions onto the group. They'll be fully engaged in everything that they have to do. So even if it's not here today, they will still be working.
Now, it's Norwich at the Park on Wednesday, and they've got an awfully long trip over, which we'll also be making in a few months' time. They'll be wanting to make that worthwhile of a win.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think, as I'll quite often say, what we're really concentrating on is the performance levels that we're trying to aspire towards. I think we'll have to be at our very best. I think Norwich will be a step up in terms of opposition. I think they'll be really difficult in many different ways to Bromley, and we'll give them full respect. But like I said about the Bromley performance, the big thing is that we have to kick on and take another level up in terms of our individual performances in this game.
How did the analysis of these games work before? Because I know in the first team you obviously look at clips of the teams you're going to play. Can you replicate that for these sort of fixtures?
That's a great question. There's probably two elements to these fixtures that we try and use. So we can get footage of the opposition, but another big part of a player's development is actually understanding how the first team play and trying to understand what their role might be within that. So we try and utilise two different aspects of the analysis. The opposition would be one, and the second part would be best practice from our first team as well, and trying to really align the roles and responsibilities that players have to that best practice footage.
Now, what sort of team can City fans expect to see out there on Wednesday?
Again, good question. Like everything with these games, things can still change, so I don't want to promise too much right now, but I think it'll be a varied team where you'll see first team players, under 21s players and under 18s players, and like I say, I think that's a great example of the value of these games.
Nicky Jose has spoken to us there about a bit of a minor injury problem that he's having in the under 18s. Does that affect your thinking any talk?
It's probably not got the same competition for places within the under-18s. But like I say, that's not something that concerns me with these. I just enjoy the opportunity for these players to showcase their skills, whichever player that is, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity, and I'm really excited for some of the fans to get to see some of these young boys in action.
And finally, it's a great opportunity for the supporters to come to St James Park and see the future of Exeter City. Yeah,
I was really pleased actually from even the Swindon game the other week, just to see people there really supporting the young players that were on show. And my experience of this competition in the past has had some brilliant moments and special moments that the players have shared with the supporters that have come and watched. So I think it means the world to the players to be able to look up in the stands and see people that really care about their performance. And it's a huge element to any young player's development.